Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Scream Stream Mini-sodes. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined tonight by my very good friend, Mr. Fresh Rogan. How are we doing tonight, Fresh?
I am doing well. Another lovely day of working.
Another
the
day of
corporate life.
work in the grindstone, the corporate life. Yeah.
That's right, on my grind set.
Something I'm not too familiar with, but Fresh Rogan's been grinding away at corporate for a while now, man. He's talking about a corporate shill. Fresh
That's
Rogan
me.
that's fresh. That's the first word that first term you can use to describe Fresh. Corporate shill. He wouldn't have it any other way. As you can see, Evan Sink is not with us this evening. I may have given out mixed signals about whether or not we were even going to do a mini-sode tonight. Because just a heads up, we will not be doing a episode of the mainstream this Friday because I will be out of town.
Yeah, we're not a part of the mainstream. This is underground, baby.
Outsiders, underground, cult.
That's right.
That's what we're all about.
You never heard of us
here. That's what public domain is the definition of underground, man. The definition. Not really. It's actually the exact opposite because public domain you can find everywhere. But that's as maybe. Yeah, so Evan couldn't join us tonight. And we will not be having an episode of the mainstream on Friday. So we're gonna change it up a little bit for this particular mini-sode. If you've been following along, you know that we are 10 chapters into a movie serial called The Phantom Creeps, starring Bela Lugosi, and it's been fun, I would say, by and large. Can it get a little repetitive? Sure. Do we always get a good cliffhanger? Yeah, most of the time. Pretty wild cliffhanger. So, certainly can't compare to, things that Fresh is watching, these modern things like Morbius or what's something else you saw in theaters recently?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, right. No. This does not,
almost as good. Almost as
good. I mean, hey, it's free. And so sticking, we want to. Fresh and I were talking about what to do tonight because I want to save our last two episodes of Phantom Creeps for our last two episodes of the stream, which will be not this Friday, but the next Friday, and then the Friday after that, hopefully, barring anyone's on vacation again. But I think all vacations will be out of the way. We'll be able to get those last two episodes done. But I'm going to save the mini-sodes, the two Phantom Creeps mini-sodes, until those weeks. So tonight we're doing something. We're doing a one-off, but we're sticking with the Lugosi theme. Lugosi is very much theme. As Fresh said before the show started, Lugosi is GOAT. And so
he's goated.
He's goated, very much goated. I mean, if anybody was goated amongst the classic Hollywood actors, it was Lugosi. But yeah, so we are sticking with Lugosi as far as theme goes, and we're going to be watching a public domain television episode from the very early days of television, like probably some of the earliest days of television. Um, it's a show called Suspense, which was an anthology show, very much, like just like Twilight Zone or any anthology show that we have, even still today. They had them all the way at the beginning of television. And so we're going to see an episode of Suspense that stars Bela Lugosi, and it is called Cask of Amontillado, which if there's any Edgar Allan Poe fans out there, then you will recognize that that's an Edgar Allan Poe story. So we're getting a cool
Who's
little...
Edgar Allan Poe?
Oh, get out, get out. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Fresh. I'm pretty sure we were in the same high school English class where we read Cask of Amontillado. I'm pretty
we were
sure.
supposed to read the Cask of Amontillado.
Maybe I read Cask of Amontillado. I can't speak for Fresh. I don't know that Fresh. I think Sweet Feet was in the mix in that class. I'm pretty sure that was 9th grade. And yeah, so get your high school English hats on, because we're going back to Poe. And again, if you don't know, I should be able to refer to him as the eponymous Poe, and you should know that I'm referring to Edgar Allan Poe. But
what's eponymous mean?
It's like I'm pretty sure it's just that they have one. There's just one name that they go by, just one. I look that up. Look that up for me. I don't have it. I can't quickly access that. So look that
Eponymous.
up. Eponymous. Oh God, Fresh, you did it. You did order a GameCube. Oh my God, I didn't think you'd actually do it.
I really did. The Mad Lad really did it.
And you really sent me a receipt too. I didn't think you'd do that either. Wow.
That's right.
Cheers to you, Fresh. Congrats on your purchase.
Thank you. I'm gonna be very happy with my GameCube.
I think you will. I mean, hopefully you still have some games like tucked away in a box somewhere.
I did until my garage got robbed, and now I don't have my games anymore.
Oh, great, wonderful. Well, you get to
buy games.
Yeah, now you get to go through the whole experience of that.
I'm gonna go to GameStop and ask them if they have any GameCube games.
Do it. And film it. Like, hidden camera on you. I want to see their reactions because I have a feeling.
Do you guys have any games? There's a new console called the GameCube. You guys probably don't have the games for it yet. I was wondering if
maybe you had anything in the back. Just something.
Yeah, can you check in the back?
Somewhere.
I'm gonna make you check in the back.
Is this guy fucking with me? Yes, he is. No,
Welcome.
actually, you're deadly serious. You need these games. Otherwise, you just have a GameCube for decoration. And what kind of asshole hipster does that?
I would do that.
Oh, no, I don't play it. I just have it here. It looks cool.
Yeah, doesn't it look really cool?
It's cool decoration. I thought it looked cool just sitting on my entertainment system. Do you have any games? No games.
Well, no, it's stupid.
And I believe there are people out there like that. There definitely are people out there like that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did you find the meaning of the word eponymous? It's something like that.
No, it's not what that means.
What does it mean?
Eponymous is like the person that the story is named after.
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up.
You're thinking of like I came across this word the other day. On my crossword, monomaniacal. No.
Of giving their name to something, named after a particular person.
Mononym.
Hey, I'm not getting a clear definition here, honestly. Eponym.
Examples.
It's just like a name. That's what I'm saying. I've always thought of eponymous though as like a singular, like a share or a seal, or so like they just go by one moniker, right? Like, or everybody knows them by this one, the eponymous, blank.
Well, you're wrong. So.
Well, I believe it's been used. I believe it's been used in a sentence in that context. Not to get all Webster's up in here or whatever. What's the name of the spelling bee? The scripts. Not to get all scripts up in here.
We're really scriptsing out, dude.
Scriptsing out hard, bro. So hard.
Ain't that right, Evan?
Oh, that was a good one, Evan. Oh,
good.
Man.
Oh my God, Evan. Jeez, stop, dude, stop. We gotta start the show at some point.
At some point, we're gonna have to get this ball rolling, Evan. I'm sorry. Sorry to cut you off, Evan. Just hold on. I'll let you finish that thought in a second. Yeah. So we are getting into some interesting territory tonight, because not only are we getting Lugosi, but we're getting a classic Edgar Allan Poe story, which, again, if you aren't familiar with Edgar Allan Poe, you're going to get a lot of torture. This is literature that comes out of the Gothic traditions, but Edgar Allan Poe was definitely an American author. He's not British. He's very
So it comes out of like Gothic tradition. So this takes place on a Hot Topic, is what you're saying?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Everybody's got on a lot of eyeliner. You're gonna see Lugosi's heavy eyeliner on, decked out in all black, and you'll see a lot of chains. So that's in the classic Gothic traditions, exactly. So it's interesting because when in season 1 of the Mini-sodes, we watched an anthology paranormal series, and it was all supposed to be stories that were based on true events. So it was nothing like based in literature or classic literature. And the Phantom Creeps is very much a very hastily scripted Hollywood cash grab. No offense to Lugosi or the fine people that worked on the Phantom Creeps, but it's just about Universal making a quick buck. There's not, again, as we've said probably over the past couple weeks, the fact that it seems like the same characters are running around in the same triangular locations over and over again in circles, it's like, okay, they either ran out of budget or the script wasn't really
there's like 2 sets.
Yeah, pretty much just 2 or 3 sets that we are limited to the whole time. At the very least, every set is being used twice at the very least. But that's the nature of movie serials. So here we're dealing with tonight we're going to be dealing with a whole totally different animal. It's going to be, because we're talking about the early days of television, this is 1949, I believe. So this is early days of television. And this is about 10 years after Lugosi did Phantom Creeps. So because it's these early days of television, I don't know, Fresh, if you're, I don't know how many episodes of the Colgate Comedy Hour that you've watched. But if anybody's familiar with 40s and 50s television, it's very much like still coming out of the traditions of radio. So everything is very bare bones. You're not going to the sets aren't going to be elaborate. It's all pretty much done live, like in single takes. I don't know if what we're watching tonight, I don't know if that was broadcast live or not when it first aired. And I haven't seen this before, so I don't know how Lugosi's performance is in it. I don't know how it stands as an adaptation of the classic Poe story. But I'm excited. Going in fresh. So, fresh.
Going in fresh. That's right.
You gotta have some kind of show or something with that title. Going in fresh.
Going in fresh. That sounds like adults show.
Hey, could be. Could be.
Going in fresh. I don't like that.
Well, you got to make it your own. You got to really, you got to develop it, figure out what it is, and then.
That's true. We need to mold this
Right,
this
this
empty
could
piece
be
of clay.
something. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Come on, man. We gotta start cranking out them hits sometime, dude.
I'm going in fresh, baby.
Fresh, baby.
Yeah, right.
Which we are going into this fresh tonight. I know fresh goes into everything fresh.
I really do. I go into everything me.
He has to. How else would he do it? Do anything? He can be nothing else but himself.
It's not optional.
No, it is not optional. That's true. That's a good point.
I have to.
So fresh. Again, like I said, this is early days of TV, so I can tell you that as far as the way of action goes, I don't know what we'll get tonight, but is there anything that you've gotten the chance to become acquainted with Lugosi over these past couple weeks? Is there anything that you can think that we can expect to see from him tonight? Any defining traits of Lugosi that you're like, oh, I hope we see him bug his eyes out tonight in a close up, or
I do hope we get a close up of eyes only, which I'm sure we will.
Well, I hope so. And again, in this day, early days of television, you got these like giant cameras that they're like probably like somebody is like 4 guys are pushing this thing in order to achieve like a zoom in.
Giant machine.
Right. I can only imagine the actual like manpower that went into live television broadcasts back in the 40s and the 50s. It was hard work, serious work.
Imagine having to stand still while they careen this giant machine toward your face.
Oh, I know. That's the thing. They have to get it like as close as they can, and you have to just keep doing your thing. I mean, that's why I'll say, like, we'll see how Lugosi does tonight. I mean, again, this is television, live television. Not all of the horror actors that we will see on the stream necessarily handle live television performances well. If you have seen... Well, I'll talk a little more about that later. But again, there's, Lon Chaney Jr. very famously did a television appearance where he played Frankenstein's monster and was either not very prepared and thought that it was rehearsal, or he was inebriated. And so we'll watch that on the mini-sodes at some point. But it is been a long standing topic of controversy among horror fans. Was Lon Chaney Jr. drunk on the set of this live television broadcast, or was he just really confused and thought that it was rehearsal? So we'll see how Lugosi fares tonight. I hope he does well. So all right, anything before we get into it fresh?
I got nothing.
All right, well, and we will not be having a break tonight, just heads up to the audience. So we're just gonna
fuck y'all.
This is no break. Yeah, it's a little longer than our standard mini-sode, or our standard chapter of Phantom Creeps. So we're just gonna plow right through this, and you just to make everybody out there really uncomfortable.
Plowing through it.
Plowing right through it. So, all right. Well, Fresh, if you got it queued up.
I do.
All right, then we will go ahead and begin the Cask of Amontillado. Hold on. We will begin it right now.
And now, suspense.
Suspense.
Gotta love that fancy, old-fashioned old-fashioned organ. I love that. I'm sorry, it's
A
cask, not just cask and not the cask. It's a cask.
It was one of the casks. One of many casks.
One of the very many. Just pushing that camera. Four 40-year-old men. Just grunting, pushing that camera in, pulling it out now.
Hey, you hear the bell, Sarge? The war is over.
Look,
Yeah,
this gent,
the bell,
Let me sleep.
this gent wants to make a
The
deposition.
war's over. Don't
Says
you
he saw
know
a
that?
murder.
Let's
Once you
get
get it on record.
wasted.
Hey.
Dude, chill the fuck out, dude.
Deposition.
The war's over. It's party time. Drunk.
The major says if you give me the deposition, I'll write it down for him in shorthand. Now, first we'll
What? Sweet
we'll,
Pea?
fill out some
Sweet
blanks.
Pea's in the house, by the way. Welcome, Sweet Pea.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Okay,
Don't you
now,
know?
spill it.
Oh, okay. I was
The
really
war's
confused.
over, don't you
Don't you
know?
know? That's right.
I love it.
That is great.
This palace used to belong to me.
Yeah? The whole shebang?
Early in the war, when the fascists were in full power, I had to give this property to General Fortunato.
Yeah?
Actually, Fortunato used to be a stable boy here, but he rose by devious means until he became one of Mussolini's favorites. And after
Shout
that,
out the war.
a general.
Now look,
World
Duke,
War
just give me
II.
who got killed, who
Shout
killed,
out
and how come
Italy,
you see
lost
it, huh?
big time.
Now first,
That's what you
we'll have the
get.
place,
Aligning
and then the
yourself with
time,
the access
and then the
powers.
respective parties.
The place.
Yeah. That's what I
Do
was
you know
gonna
that
say.
under this palace, way under, there is a catacomb?
A catacomb?
Yeah, I know. There's a wine cellar about a quarter of a mile deep.
Oh, I'm
That
sure
is
that
right.
guy knows
You
where the
keep
wine cellar is
forever
at. He
going
knows where the
down
wine
a
cellar is at.
long spiral stairway. Every few steps, the corridor leads out, lined with vintage
That's why
wine.
And they keep
Axis.
that out of bounds for us.
You know, after searching for 3 years through the whole of Italy, I can pronounce it the greatest wine
keep
cellar.
those.
I know it used to be.
Keep those.
Okay, now,
Plus
Count,
jokes
place
coming.
of murder,
I
huh?
love that.
Well, the catacomb
All the
is
wordplay.
at the bottom of the spiral staircase. It is so far down that it's actually under a riverbed.
Now, look, Duke, I know this is important to you, but all I need is just 5 words to fill in the blank.
For
I just need
thousands of
5
years,
words
my
here. I'm trying to do my
ancestors have been buried
crossword.
in that
I'm just
catacomb.
trying to do some simple.
down
Your
there-
Royal
I just
Highness,
wanna
I'm
finish
telling
this
you,
thing up
baby,
so we
I
go
don't
home.
need all that. All I
Sir,
need is
I'm
just
trying to do my
5
Mad
words.
Libs.
Way
If you could
under
back up,
there is
please.
where the crime took place.
Ah, that's better. Murder, catacomb. Next, time of murder.
Wait.
Time.
Now, what do you say, Prince? Let's blow your nose and get on, huh? Time of murder.
That seemed a little
When General
improv right
Fortunato
there.
took over this palace, I must say first that by that time
blow
he
your nose and
acquired
get it
so
over
much
with.
Come
power
on.
that he could force me to let him marry my
You got
youngest
somebody
and
behind the
dearest
camera like,
Yeah, why the heck did you let him? Why don't you poke him one?
it's the live broadcast.
You
pick
Americans
it
are
up."
so charming and so simple. I didn't
You hear
poke
someone
him one, my
snapping
dear
behind the
boy,
camera
because of
doing a
his
come on
call
motion.
came
I cannot
stormtroopers
imagine the chaos
and
behind the
torture
scenes
chambers.
of a 1949 live television broadcast.
Okay,
I
Count.
can't.
Time
So
of
this was
murder.
live?
Time.
I think so.
When
I'd have to
General
look it up for
Fortunato
sure.
married, after he married my daughter, my
Yeah.
sister,
Yeah, you hear him
he
messing up his lines.
took over this place and
After
he let my
after he
wife
married
and
my
I
daughter,
stay on.
sister.
After she
Uh,
lied.
in a small suite over the stable.
Yeah, nice guy.
This opened onto a terrace that commanded a fine prospect. Every noon, the Countess used to have breakfast
This
there.
guy is
I used to work in
struggling
a
with
war
these
office, and my
lines.
sister was in a hospital. But the general and my wife had more leisure.
My wife.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, you just watched Borat last week.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Down to the office.
My wife.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, Garrett,
Doesn't he
my
usually
wife.
take your wife to the hospital on his way?
My wife didn't go this morning.
Oh,
I told her not to.
oh, look at that.
Leaving for Rome.
Coffee?
Thanks. May I?
They're trying to make him so suave in this.
Don't you think you might
Having a
button your
hard
shirt?
time like
Doesn't
that
whet my
cigarette.
appetite.
We're flying in 15 minutes.
Perhaps you could have one of your colonels to deputize to comb your hair for you in the morning.
Do you know what that means?
What are you chewing on?
It means I won't come back. Not until the war is over anyway.
You'll keep amused.
Without you.
Why not? Am I part of your pleasure?
Come to Rome.
Daddy,
Part of your
Rome.
pleasure.
See the
Couldn't you spend the
Colosseum.
winter in Rome?
where should I live? We shut up our house there.
I could get you a luxurious apartment.
I dare say you'd steal it from someone if I'd let you.
You could help me in Rome. As my sister-in-law, you could entertain brilliantly. It would be very good for me.
You have a wife, haven't you?
This is Zorka
Very
flashback.
simple, just like
It
your brother.
is. It
Understand?
is. Yes.
It would
It
be
is a
good for
Zorka
me.
flashback. That's
And
right,
it would be
Sideline.
good for you.
It
You
is
could
like
have
theater.
grown
Again, yes.
at your feet.
Sweet Feet, you're 100% right.
I think you
Like,
better run along now.
Early
Give me an
television
answer.
comes out of the
We've
traditions
been
of
neighbors
radio
here.
and theater.
It's not been too unpleasant. But Rome
Televised
is different.
theatrical. One
Rome
of
is
Dad's
public.
old televised
What if I
theatricals.
won't be married?
Oh, his eyes.
Yep, there it is. There's the bugging out eyes.
What if you won't be married?
He's freaking out.
General, I find your stable boy's mind very
Have you
dull
noticed
this morning.
This
Bon
video
voyage.
is like 4:4. It's not even like 4:3. It's like completely square.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, that's early television for you. Sweet Feet, I was telling Fresh
Yeah.
earlier, we
And,
read a
and then?
cask of Amontillado in
Exactly
ninth
1
grade
year
English
later,
class.
the general sat
This
in the
is a
same
little bit
chair.
of a.
By that time,
guess at
my
the time,
sister
a
had been
modern
killed in an
adaptation.
airplane accident, and
It
my
was
wife
taking
was living
place
in Rome.
around World War II times.
On April 12th, the general came roaring up from Rome in a Bugatti of mine he had previously
In a
taken.
Bugatti.
He invited himself to dinner.
Let's go. These guys got
And
drip.
half an hour
You
later,
know the guys
pulling up
got
into
the
drip,
murder
dude.
took
Come
place.
on. Yes, no, but Sweet Feet, Fresh may or may not have read it. Probably didn't read it.
I didn't read
I
it.
said
You know
I
I
read it,
didn't.
but Fresh didn't.
Dogs! Those dogs nesting in the
You know I
chimney.
didn't read
In
it.
one glass window, when an old lady shook her hand at me.
I regret very much that I have to serve you myself, but since the war, you know.
Who cares while we have that salad? Who wants food?
Our eyes met. I knew why he had come north, either to kill me or to arrange for someone else to kill me. I really didn't care. I
Is
had
that
come
the-
to a point where life or death held no preference.
Yeah. No,
In
it's.
that warm April sunlight, the
Again.
red wine glowed and gurgled like blood.
Yeah, at
And
the
I gave
end,
up.
you'll probably.
What
you
hope
know,
for me?
the ending
He was
is.
Iluch's darling. He had a secret police of his own.
You'll
Actually, I
recognize the
suppose
ending.
he thought he was being very decent to come in person.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all
He might
either.
have sent his agent.
I honestly
Again,
don't
the
know if
story
I read
is
it.
not at all like any of
Well, my
those. The
friend,
actual story is
What do you
like.
hear from your wife these days?
It takes
She's in
place
Rome,
during
isn't
like
she?
Carnival.
How should I
In,
know?
like,
You're the
I
husband.
don't remember where.
Surely
it
the
actually
husband
takes
knows of
place,
the
but
wife and
it's
her
in like
whereabouts.
Spain, I think.
Spent the winter there, I believe, trying to secure a divorce.
And it's like
What's
taking
Spain?
Do you have a cigarette?
Yeah.
Spain. What is
Isn't that what Bob
Handsome
Barker told
case.
everyone to do to their
From-
cats?
Yeah, Spain and
admirer.
neuter. That's right.
Well, now,
That's what I thought.
any success with that divorce?
No success.
And how's that from your point of view?
I regret it. It was always a misalliance. A divorce would keep me and would save me from.
Lugosi looks like he
living
showed
in
up
fear.
shit-faced to the
He?
shoot.
Yes. I often
He's
think to myself,
looking very
supposing that a
haggard.
person of great power would want to marry
And it
her.
doesn't
A
seem
divorce
like
is
he
impossible.
necessarily
Therefore, this
has
person
to.
of great power could only marry her
I
if
don't
I
know
were
if that's
dead.
his choice or.
You don't mean that you'll fear for your life?
Every moment.
Every moment.
Oh, what romance you feel your mind
But I guess
with.
he
Not
is
at all.
playing
She's always been
a
attracted by
drunk
power.
character for
And she
most of
attracts
this.
power.
So
The end is inevitable.
He's
who knows,
method
maybe he is a
You know
little
that in my
sauce.
third battle, waiting for you to cook that nasty little meal for me?
I regret that it is the best that I can offer.
Well, it is so long, long life for both of us.
I always love a very cheerful Lugosi.
And a happier happier conversation.
By
He
the
just
way,
seems
apropos,
so
that reminds
unhinged
me.
even when he's happy.
Last week, a black
He is.
marketeer brought me a cask
He's
of
always
Amontillado.
Amontillado.
No hinges.
That's exactly what I said in these times
Amontillado,
in
that's
Boston.
how you say it.
Must be sherry.
Amontillado.
Huh? He swore it was Amontillado.
Sherry.
Cask.
Nobody can get a cask of genuine Amontillado.
I think you're a little
these
bit ahead of
days.
me.
Not even I can get it.
I had my doubts, still I bought it.
Throw your money away.
When having Lucchese come over to taste it, you remember Lucchese? Excellent palate.
Crazy. That old fool doesn't know wine from water.
Well, of course, he hasn't got your palate.
Where is that Amontillado?
Now, all this
no,
is, I
no,
think,
I'm
is
afraid it'll be too much
directly
trouble.
from
Now, let me
the
taste
short
it.
story.
I tell you, let me taste
No, no, I couldn't disturb you, really.
Why, where is it? Is it in your vaults?
At the very bottom.
All the better. I will sober up. Climbing down.
No, no, General, really, I couldn't disturb you that
Why,
way.
what's the matter with you? You seem to be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid going down with me.
Oh, it's not that. It's,
What is
well, it seems a pity to drag you down there into those depths and those darknesses with this beautiful sunny day. No, I'll have Lucchese.
Oh, get your torch and we'll go.
But do you have the time for me? Don't you have to go back to Rome?
Time for you? Of course I have. I have the whole afternoon
Not
to
sinister
kill.
at all.
After you.
As
I
they
am
Just
play
happy guy.
Please.
cue
After you.
sinister organ
I said after
music.
you.
Ba-dum.
I love it.
I left his phone.
Yeah, let's move
Now
on.
the second act of A Cask of Amontillado.
I had trapped myself. Of course he was anxious to taste
Like
the
I'm at a baseball
Amontillado deep in the
game.
vault.
Yeah, we did. That's
What
exactly.
neater way could he be rid of me? I think I must have mentioned the wine
America's-
on purpose. Because I was
America's
hopeless.
favorite
The least I
soundtrack
could
for
do was to give
America's
a little
favorite
help to the
pastime.
inevitable. As we
The
kept
organ.
climbing down, down, down. Gradually a curious peace filled my heart where the
Which
panic.
organ do you think it is?
The resignation came
Oh,
over me,
kidneys, dude,
almost an
kidneys.
eagerness to be at the bottom
thinking
and
liver.
done with it. Are you coming along all right, General?
Coming fine. Thank you.
You tell me when you want to rest. We still have a long way to go.
I need a drink. That's what I need.
Yep, I
Need
can't
one.
make it down one flight of stairs
And
without
damn down
a
here.
glass of wine. Whoa,
Oh no.
did he fall?
It looked like he fell,
It
but
did
he's
look
not.
like he fell.
I need a drink.
I need a drink. I can't even tell like what is going on with this set. Like it just like it's some kind of loop that they just have them.
Yeah, I
walking
think they're just
around.
climbing up and going back down the stairs. Re-stair. We get it. It's a long way down. We got it.
And we're going and going and going.
General,
Ah,
Amontillado? No, I
is
mean
that supposed to
Meadow.
be a jump scare? Ah,
Yeah. That's better.
Blue.
As a matter of fact, we've gone down far enough. Let's forget the Amontillado. No need to go any lower. Huh. Silly. Let's make a finish of it right here and now. Sit down, dear fella.
I agree.
Need a minute to catch my wind.
The organs are so loud. It's like you can't hear them.
I mean, it's literally somebody.
You know,
Somebody is sitting back
I
in
owe
the
you a great
control
deal and I
room,
give you credit.
blasting that organ music out.
Even when I was your stable boy,
Like it's not like this is being
You
played
saw
live
I had a
somewhere
hand to
on
run
that
things.
stage.
I
Maybe
was
not
always
right
aware
there
of the
near
great
them,
eagerness
but
on your part. That is
in a
true.
control room or
so you
something.
gave me money to go to school.
Yeah.
3 years.
It'd be funny if it was right there on the stairs that bring the organ down.
I could be wrong. It
Now
could
look at
be.
me.
That's why we can
Look at
hear
me
it,
now and-
like, you know.
I must say, General, you have
their
always
voices
been able
in
to
that
forge your way
music,
ahead.
it's, you know, all kind of crescendoing.
Do you want me to tell you the truth about yourself?
Well,
The truth.
as good time as any other.
You know when you made the biggest mistake of your life?
I think I'm beginning to find out.
I will tell you. You didn't join the party. That's when. If I hadn't get in on the ground floor, I wouldn't have been the boss here now over the whole town, would I?
No.
My dear Count.
And if you hadn't been the boss, I wouldn't have let you marry my sister.
That's right. What? Hey, you were catching on. That's right, because, don't you see, if I hadn't married your sister, I wouldn't have had the money to buy my way in Rome.
And if you hadn't married my sister, she wouldn't be dead.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you hadn't been married to her, she wouldn't have been in the plane with you.
Oh, that's different. I see. Well, can't help accidents.
I mean, that's
Matter
the
of
thing
fact, your
is,
sister will never ride for me.
you know, Lugosi's
So
not
simple,
flubbing his
just
lines
like
the
you.
way that other, you know,
I
this other
need
guy
a
was
woman of
earlier.
ambition.
Someone like my wife?
That's the trick. He's got to be drunk to get his
Then
lines.
you really would have reached the top,
I
huh?
mean,
You
and
know,
again, Lugosi,
Life,
his traditions
but
are in
a
the
lot of
stage.
steps.
Lugosi comes from
Either
the
you
stage,
go up,
so I don't, you
or
know.
you go down.
When it comes to live performances, I
seems
think
that I
Lugosi really
have
knew
to
how to
go
handle
down.
himself. But I think, again, if you've seen the movie
Count.
Ed Wood,
That second lasted a
there's a
year.
bit where they,
I knew his revolver was on me.
you know, they say
I thought of
that
my sister.
Lugosi has a
I thought
hard
of the lovely
time
April
on a
sunlight
television
was far
show
above me.
and forgets
I
all
thought
his
of all the
lines
tenderness of life
when the other
trampled
guy
on
starts
in the name of the
improv.
dictator state.
And I don't know if that
Suddenly,
was
at
true.
that last breathing moment, the ridiculous thought struck me. Why am I so weak? Why don't I kill him?
Count, where are you running to? Come back here. I command you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again. Going up the stairs, going down the stairs, going up the stairs, going down the stairs, going up the sideways.
Count! Where are you? What trick do you play? Dear brother, where are you? What shabby trick are you playing on me? Or are you trying to be funny, or are you hiding to frighten me by leaving me alone?
Why does he sound kind of like Tommy Wiseau right now? Like Tommy Wiseau at the end of the room. You're lying. I never hit you. It's not true. I did not hit her.
Here I am, General. Here at the bottom. Yes, I'm in the catacomb. Come on down, it's only a little bit further. The Amontillado's down here. Are you coming, brother?
Coming!
Don't you love this muddy print that we're watching? It's like I'm trying to like squint and like look around my microphone, like what am I looking at here?
Hello there! Hello! I'm at the bottom now. Where are you? Hello, brother. What way do I go?
Oh, a light! Thank God.
Where are you?
Hello? Hello?
He's just standing there right off stage, just screaming.
Waiting.
thought I lost you. You hear my gun? Oh, it's so awkward.
I wonder why they're
I
shooting
always
his feet
stumble
right
when I
now.
drink.
That's really odd.
Yeah. That's very damp here. Walls
He's
are
got some pretty
dripping
sweet
water.
feet.
I'm going to the river now. Feel the dampness in
See
my
what
bones.
you did there. Shout out, Sweet Pea.
Well, what are you? Stonemason?
Bad tag overhead. Last week I ordered them to wall this end up for support. I see they haven't finished.
That's dangerous.
Oh yes, at any moment now, it might be the end for either of us.
Not suspicious at
I
all.
hope, General, you don't mind a few bones lying around. It's only my family, or I should say our family. Yes, I thought I ought to clean the vault out before they sealed it.
I didn't kill your sister. It was an accident. Pure accident, and your wife. She
gotcha.
came after me. She came, I swear.
Bitch.
Would you like to be buried with my ancestors?
You wouldn't dare shoot me.
If you don't back into that vault, I will.
They would find me, and they would kill you. They would torture you.
Back into that vault.
Oh.
The wall. Reach up with your hands till you feel the changes.
Just all out with that organ. That organ player is just getting into it, man. Some little old lady back there, hunched over, just jamming out.
Why didn't you shoot me?
Oh, how's he gonna get out of those?
What I doing?
I wonder what he's gonna do.
Are you pulling me up? Don't pull me up!
Oh shit. Ice cold. It'd be pretty horrifying to me. And again, classic staple of Edgar Allan Poe gothic horror stories. Somebody gets walled up alive. I don't know what it is about people getting buried alive, but Edgar Allan Poe kind of had a fascination with that.
The wisteria was in bloom, covering the rooftops below me. I sat for half an hour on the terrace, enjoying the sunlight and the general cigarettes.
Oh yeah, this quality narrator right here. Certainly not reading, you know, off of some cue cards more than likely.
Then what'd you do? What'd you do then?
Then I disappeared. I went into Switzerland. And then I came back and I joined the underground. And always I say, when the war is over, I will tell my story.
Wow.
And may justice be done.
Well, that was a Cask of Amontillado from
Life.
Suspense.
That's how they got the lights working. They're automatic.
Whoa, I don't know why we went please stand by. I hope it wasn't like that the whole time. Okay, there we go. So that was Cask of Amontillado, and I will say that if you have read the Edgar Allan Poe short story, it's really different in a very one very key way, and I don't know if you guys picked up on this at the end of this, but it was this guy who killed Lugosi's character. He's confessing to this murder, and we saw that last little bit. He said, I said that I was going to wait until the war was over. I joined the good guys, and then I said I'm going to confess this murder when the war is over. And so it's very even though this guy killed Lugosi, he's kind of morally vindicated because he killed a fascist. It's kind of he made up for it. He was working for the good guys, so I guess it's all right. I guess he gets a pass for
as long as your country wins the war, then you can.
Then it's good. Okay. Whoever you want to, as long as you're on the winning side, as long as you're the people who are considered the good guys in the end, what have you got to lose? The original story is not like that at all. Because even in this tonight, with that narration, there was a point in the middle where the narrator said, and that's when I knew I needed to kill him. I thought he was going to kill me, so I decided I had to kill him first. Well, the book, or the short story, I should say, the narrator's crazy. And the narrator from the beginning is trying to kill this dude. And there's no moral high ground.
It's a Poe story. So right, it's one guy's just fucking insane.
One insane guy is just telling you how he murdered somebody, fucking buried him alive in some ridiculous, torturous way. But he's,
Then I bricked him in.
Yeah, God, Jesus. So aggressive. But they did. Essentially. And it was, again, you could see that we were watching some early golden age days of television stuff when we're zoomed in on Lugosi and then just cut, the wall is already walled up, everything's already been done. No budget to actually I'm gonna put a last brick in here. Again, if you see other adaptations of this story, which there have been a couple, it's always done where there's one last brick to be put in, and you can see the person's eyes, or you can see the person struggling before they put in that last brick, and it's always legitimately unsettling and terrifying. But of course here you don't, you're live television. If it was live, again, I'm not sure if it was live, but if it was, you got the budget for that.
I think in the original short story, he's walling it up, right? He puts the last brick in, then he turns around and realizes he's walled himself in. And then...
What a twist!
And then the Curb Your Enthusiasm music starts playing.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, of course. If Edgar Allan Poe knew anything, he knew how to get a laugh out of you. He knew how to milk.
His comedy, his timing was insane.
Edgar Allan Poe, one of the greatest American humorists of our time.
The Kool-Aid Man.
What can you say? No, again, it was...
The wall never stood a chance, Sweet Feet. The Kool-Aid Man just buzzed through.
Yes, now Sweet Feet, I would have liked to have seen that. That would have been...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This production brought to you by Kool-Aid.
Right. Hey, this is because this was 1949, this is probably just before you get to that point where it's oh, I've got to have a cigarette. Oh, well, the only brand that I smoke is Chesterfield cigarettes. Physician approved. No, we're a couple.
Would you like a Pepsi? Would you like a new Pepsi Cherry? We have some in the fridge.
An ice cold Pepsi just for you. No.
Must sit it right here with the label facing the camera.
I mean, I guess that whatever that thing was at the end, I don't know if that was just, it said the Autolite Theater. I don't know if that was for a program after the one we just watched or if that was for that. Maybe Autolite was a sponsor of Suspense. Who knows? Because again,
they're so cool.
Season 1, we watched One Step Beyond, and that was presented by Alcoa, Aluminum Company of America. And you know, we got treated to some nice tinfoil commercials or aluminum foil commercials. It was like, have you heard of this amazing new product called aluminum? Like, it can be used to make foil that will preserve your food for days. And it's like,
wait, I have one question.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of that production, Evan?
Yeah, Evan. What did you think? What was your favorite Lugosi moment?
Oh my god, dude, that was my favorite too, dude.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that when Lugosi when he made that face like that. Yeah, no, good eye, Evan.
Dude, that was great. Yeah, I didn't even notice that part till you said something.
No, it would have taken Evan's very keen eye, and you know, again,
attention to detail, always.
The best observations tonight. I'm glad we got Evan's wonderful insight.
Wait, all right, I have a real question because this popped up in my recommended after I watched this. Are we going to be watching The Mysterious Mr. Wong starring Bela Lugosi?
So I think The Mysterious Mr. Wong is public domain, but
it's just culturally insensitive.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I'm kind of having to make a judgment call about the more culturally insensitive films that are public domain. I mean, also, I can't necessarily say that, like, again, if this is just a strictly horror show, then I would say that The Mysterious Mr. Wong, is that what it was? That classifies as more of a mystery than it does a horror film.
I was wondering because I want to see Bela Lugosi and his Fu Manchu mustache.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I don't know how many Mr. Wong movies Lugosi did, but I know that Karloff did a couple movies as, was it also Mr. Wong? Karloff did some movies too as a Asian detective, and I can't remember the name. I don't think it's Mr. Wong. It could be Mr. Wong. Again, this was at the days when Charlie Chan, nobody.
Oh, he is Mr. Wong. He.
Karloff was also Mr. Wong. Okay. That's the thing. That was like a famous, I guess Mr. Wong is a knockoff of Charlie Chan, and Charlie Chan was like a Asian detective character, which was just, it was just one stereotype after another. It's just one, like, again, I think I tried to force you to watch this movie fresh, but there's this great detective parody movie called Murder by Death. And Peter Sellers plays this like parody of Charlie Chan, and he's saying things like, you know, ancient Chinese secret. You know, it's just all these like, it's all this racist, very racist stuff. And that's, you know,
I don't think I ever watched that.
It was a really corny movie. We weren't paying attention. We were playing the game of life, I think.
With that just on in the background.
With that just on in the back. I would always put on some ridiculous old movie in the background while we did other things. But yeah, so that is one of those things, is that for a good part of American pop culture, like the Asian detective was kind of a stock character, and then I think because there was
I don't get it.
there
Like
was another
his
guy named
where
Mr. Moto, who I think Mr. Moto was Japanese. And Mr. Moto, Peter Lorre played Mr. Moto in a couple films, and they were like as late as the 60s, they were trying to do more Mr. Moto films. I mean, they did a Charlie Chan film in the 80s, played by the same guy that did the older versions of Murder on the Orient Express and some of those other detective movies.
ADD at its finest. What are you talking about?
Wait, what? What did I say? I don't even remember what I
Sweet
said.
Feet. Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh wait. Oh, Sweet Feet. I'm sorry. I don't have the chat pulled up.
Oh, I
No, it
know,
is.
because we're playing movies while we're playing games,
Yes.
while we're
No.
talking, while
Yes.
we're filming a sketch.
Right. I mean, ADD,
Yeah.
100% at its finest. Firing on all cylinders, we were.
Redlining the brain, you could
Pretty
say.
much, yes. 100%. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was always our thing back in the day. We always got together to, with a goal. Oh, we're going to film something. Oh, we're going to do something. And then we just end up watching Clue or,
I fucking love
game
Clue,
or
dude.
making
It's so good.
prank phone calls or something. Yeah.
Clue is so good, dude. I love the maid.
Clue, dude, oh my gosh, bouncing around everywhere. Formative movie for a bunch of teenage boys to be watching. God, no,
They're like, everyone run by, but the maid has to be last so you can see her separately from everyone
that's
else.
the joke. God, I love that movie. We loved Clue. Can't tell you how many times we watched Clue. It's one of those movies, which if you haven't seen it, it's one of those movies you're going to have to watch about 20 times because there's so much going on that there's no way that you're going to be like, wait, how did this happen? How did that like the first time you watch it? But if you go back and watch it, everything makes sense. Everything can be accounted for. It's just so convoluted and intricate. But that's why I love it. Again, I think, were we talking about this last week, Fresh? That idea of like people who will rewatch things, multiple rewatches versus
Yeah, we were. I never rewatch stuff unless I have enough time to forget enough about it. It's weird.
It is weird, and it's hard to if you're used to watching something and moving on to the next thing, to be like, oh well, like, unless you have something that you're looking for, right? Unless that you're like rewatching with a purpose. And sometimes it's just good to move on and watch new things. That keeps you always watching new things. I'm constantly going back to old things because I'm like, wait, what about this thing that I didn't think about with this movie before? I want to watch this again and see what I think now. Like, it's just the most, it's just so dumb. But
some people can watch a movie and then just like rewind it and watch it again. I'm like, no, I need some time.
Job and I grew up, like, if we thought something was hilarious in a movie, we would rewind that one part and watch it like 20 times in a row and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And I think like that is the most base level like version of that, where like there's just this one joke or this one thing and you watch it over and over.
Play it again. No, rewind it, play it again.
Job and I still do that with like, I'm sure we've done that with some I Think You Should Leave sketches. Like Job to this day will still like, he'll replay one part like 10 times in a row in like, 5-second increments.
Oh, Garrett, have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once? Sweet Feet needs to know.
No,
oh my god, it's so good, dude.
No, yes, Sweet Feet, you're right. I need to see that. I've heard so many good things about it, and
bro, it's so good.
Have not. It's one of those things that it should be out, right? It should be out on like streaming, right?
You can only get it on fucking Redbox right now, officially.
Right. What? Shut up. Get out of here. I'm gonna slap you. Yeah, Sweet Feet.
What?
I'm down. It's not on Redbox. You're fucking with me, Fresh.
No, it is. You have to rent it on their streaming service. That's the only place you can get it officially.
Are you serious? Really?
Yes.
What? That is ridiculous. Well, I know A24. Yeah, A24 has always been very like exclusive with how they put their stuff out. Like you will not find the director's cut of Midsummer streaming anywhere. Like I think you could have only
No one wants to watch that shit
Blu-ray.
anyway, dude.
Right. No, I appreciate that. And like Sweet Feet is saying with they're re-releasing everything everywhere all at once with 8 minutes of outtakes. I always, and again, to speak on like your viewing habits as a kid, I was the kind of kid that would watch a videotape to the very end just in case there was something else after the end credits. Because every once in a while I'd rent a movie from the video store that like after the movie was over, there'd be something else after the video, like some kind of, bonus thing. And nothing made me happier. So there'd be movies that I'd watch that tape all the way to the end, like multiple times just to see if I missed, like, is there something extra? I need more.
There's got to be more to this.
I need more. Like, I need to know. And, oh God, yeah, that was definitely me as a kid all the time. So yeah, right. I'm trying to think, like, I honestly cannot think of any examples off the top of my head, but I just remember like with the days of VHS tapes, every once in a while, it'd be something that we'd rent from Hollywood Video, or we didn't go to Blockbuster that much. It was mostly Hollywood Video. I wish I could remember because that shit was always so cool to me. Like, yes. And there were some movies that would do post-credit sequences, even back in the day. And so that was always a thing too. I mean, I remember I used to watch the Pink Panther movies to the end because usually on the credits they would say like what the next Pink Panther movie was going to be, like, and like, Clouseau will be back in the Pink Panther, blah, blah, blah. No, like,
you're like, I'm glad I watched this.
No, like, Sweet Feet, like, not even like it'd be like either post credit or it'd be like, post credit sequences.
Yeah, like a trailer at the end of the movie.
Or like a trailer or something after. Yeah.
I remember
like
that.
A trailer. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? They were all like, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Marvel wasn't the first people to be doing post-credit sequences. Come on now. I mean, there's and a lot of movies from even early on kind of got that idea of putting like bloopers in your credits so that the credits are not just a black screen. There's like something fun to watch.
It's not just literally credits.
Yeah, just literally. That's the thing. Yes, Dodgeball is a good one. Dodgeball is one of those that I didn't know like more afterwards, and then when you find out like what comes after, you're like, oh my god, okay, I got to see that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of a lot of good examples of all this stuff before. That's the beauty of a show like this, is that we bring you old examples of things because it just gives us opportunities to kind of be like, oh well, before all this modern shit that we all know about, they were doing things like this in the early 2000s or in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or the 60s. Hey, you know me, we go all the way back to the 20s on this show. We take 100 years. We go a whole century, a century of analysis. That's what you're getting here on this show.
Multiple analyses.
Analyses. That's
100 years of analyses.
100 years of analyses. That's right. Well, thank you, guys. I think we can go ahead and start wrapping it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Sweet Feet. Thank you, Cylon, for popping in. We will not have a regular Scream Stream episode this week because I will be at the beach. So we will be back next week with the main Scream Stream next Friday. And then next Wednesday, we'll be back with the Phantom Creeps. We've got 2 more chapters left. So, you know, I think last time Lugosi got the meteor rock, who knows? There's a meteor rock, there's fedoras, there's tons of fun stuff. So,
but nothing really happens.
Nothing really happens. It's just a bunch of
Every
people
episode just ends where it begins.
running in circles, essentially, and crashing into things and being totally okay. I'll tell you, the big thing I'm waiting for next Phantom Creeps episode we watch is to see if the butler is alive or not, because he got shot a bunch of times, but he's been shot before and been just fine. So we're gonna see how that plays out. But you can catch us back next week. We'll be back on schedule for all your Scream Stream public domain horror needs. You can check out our socials, our Instagram page at Scream Stream Show to figure out which episode we'll be watching next week. Well, I'll be posting that on Monday. We got our Twitter page at Scream Stream Show. Find us on YouTube. Just look us up. Look up Scream Stream. Look up Spakenstein. Look up whatever. Or if you're on Twitch, you can click the link below. Check us out on YouTube. Fresh. You got your social pages. Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you guys can check me out at Fresh Rogan everywhere. I'm pretty cracked at all facets of life.
The hottest
I'm on my meme game. I'm on my music game. I'm on my hot take game. So check me out.
For all
very interesting.
That's the wonderful thing about Fresh Rogan is as much of a aficionado of pop culture as he is, he's also very much on top of the current events. So
that's right.
He's got plenty of hot takes.
I'm hip.
He's hip. He knows what's good. So
what's good, dog?
He knows what's good. So check out Fresh Rogan's social pages. And Fresh, thank you for joining me tonight. As always, very much appreciated. Do you have anything else, Fresh?
I believe that's it.
All right. Well, sweet screams, everybody, and we will see you next week.